So, if you are, and may Allah forgive me for uttering this word, a gamer, then you no doubt have seen that we are getting a lot of hero shooter things in the very near future. Concord, Marvel Rivals, Fragpunk, Marathon is rumored to have hero shooter elements worked into it, Valve has one on the way that got leaked recently, and Valorant is coming to consoles, further expanding its ecosystem. And regarding Valorant, I can't wait for it to come to consoles so that people can play it on their favorite platforms, but also, I can't wait for it to come to consoles so that Vanguard can brick them all. What a genius way to end the console wars. Hats off to you, Riot. You really think of everything. Anyways, with all this stuff coming out, I think all of this stuff looks really cool. I've played Marvel Rivals already, and I love it. I can't wait for the full game. Fingers crossed for Hyperion, please make it happen. I am the only person I know who's actually excited to play Concord. Let me just take a quick peek at the like-dislike ratio. Oh. Holy moly! Fragpunk looks really dope with the card system. It reminds me a lot of Friends vs. Friends. And I have strong confidence that Valve will kill it with whatever they have coming up. I am well in the minority though, since the majority of public opinion has firmly stated that these titles are not wanted or welcomed. Well, at least most of them. Can't really go wrong with superheroes, can you? The majority of comments I see usually say the following. Oh my god, another dogshit 5v5 shooter. More uninspired slop. Another Overwatch clone. I find this one really funny because Overwatch was deemed a TF2 clone when it came out. Time really is a flat circle, huh? Regardless, I look at the overwhelmingly negative sentiment toward hero shooters I see online, and I can't help but think, where is all of this animosity coming from? From what I gathered from social media, these are the three most common types of comments I see. Number 1, who asked for this? Number 2, there's too many of them. And number 3, it's trend chasing. These may very well be interconnected, but I wanted to tackle these subjects individually and provide my perspective since I don't agree with these three types of comments very much. And I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic as well. I truly want this to be a discussion more than anything else. So, number 1, who asked for this? Does it matter? I mean, we get stuff all the time that nobody asks for that ends up being very beloved and successful. Did anyone ask for Hades, or Cuphead, or Horizon, or Hollow Knight, or Astrobot, or Animal Well, or Outer Wilds, or Returnal, or Hi-Fi Rush, or Lethal Company, or Death Stranding, or Elden Ring, or anything else that's not a sequel or continuation of a pre-existing series? No, of course not. The harsh reality is that often we consumers have no tangible idea of what we want. And that's okay. The fact that you can come across something that you had no idea existed and experience something that you never knew you wanted is what makes video games and art in general beautiful. Everything you come across won't appeal to you, and you are well within your rights to express your dislike or disinterest in something. But to say who asked for this is just pointless in my eyes. If I could create a world where I only got the things I wanted, it would be a very boring one since it would only be stuff I already like. I know that the statement is often hyperbole, but I've seen it being said so much unironically, especially from some prominent influencers in the gaming community, that it genuinely concerns me sometimes. That could just be me being a bitch and missing some sort of nuance to the discussion, so feel free to let me know. Number 2, there's too many of them. Are there? Are there really? I mean, I know we're seeing a bunch of them appear at once, so the perception will be, oh my god, we're getting nothing but insert genre here now. The industry is so dead. This happens occasionally. I remember 2 years ago, there were a handful of space horror-esque games showcased at one event, and people were all like, what's with all these space horror games taking over the industry now? Where's the creativity? And I was just like, you guys gotta chill out. But seriously though, how many of them have we really gotten over the years? I took a look, and there aren't as many as I thought there would be. It's a decent list of stuff if you start all the way at the beginning, but within the last 5 years, there's honestly not that many. Overwatch 2, Apex, Deceive Inc., Valorant, Farlight, Siege, Gigantic, and probably a small handful of titles that I'm not aware of. In 5 years, that is 7 hero shooters. If I were to include Concord, Marvel Rivals, Fragpunk, and Valve's game, assuming it comes out next year, that would bump it up to 11 games in 6 years. And I'm sorry to say, that is nothing compared to how much stuff from other genres is coming out. To give you some perspective, if you don't know already, I am a huge fighting game fanatic. It's my favorite genre of video games. Street Fighter 6 came out last year on June 2nd, and within a year of its release, you know how many other fighting games have come out since then? 7. 8 fighting games within 1 year, and that's just what got released. If I were to jump to this time next year, potentially 7 more will have come out. 15 plus fighting games in 2 years. And do I hear anyone complaining that there are too many of them? No, not at all. We refer to this as the golden age of fighting games because we are excited that we're getting so many options and that we're only going to get more. Don't even get me started on how many JRPGs have come out and are coming out this year alone. Look at this! 3 of these are from the same company! Massive props to you, Atlus, holy shit. And again, the reception to all of these titles coming out so compactly is extremely positive, echoing a lot of the same sentiments as I mentioned before with fighting games. These communities are happy that they're getting so much, even though not everyone will play everything there is. So why is it the complete opposite for hero shooters? I know the internet is an extremely negative place for discourse, and I could easily chalk it up to that, but there has to be more to it, right? Where is the disconnect? What is the source of all of this indifference and negativity? Why the significant lack of trust, confidence, and most importantly, love for the genre? And I think that leads to the final topic. It's trend chasing. This is the most interesting one to dissect for me because it is very multi-layered. To me, hero shooters are seen more as a trend than they are a genre, and that is a very important distinction. Trends nowadays come with a negative connotation as they are perceived as cash grabs with no purpose to exist other than to make money because of dumbasses in suits who don't play video games.
You ain't lying.
Whereas if something is viewed as a genre, then it's just another game to add to an existing catalog. Now, do I think hero shooters are a trend? A little bit. But on the other hand, so? I mean, it doesn't make it any less of a genre. Not to sound like a broken record since I made this point earlier with fighting games and JRPGs, but we're getting a lot of everything as it stands. We're getting a ton of Souls-likes and roguelikes and Metroidvanias and platformers and survival crafting games and first-person shooters and so on and so forth. Are those seen as trends too? If they are, definitely not to the same degree. And even though there have been many critiques of oversaturation, I think this is completely normal in the world of art, especially with more and more people being able to create. We have been seeing this shit in video games since the 90s. Something cool comes out, something else comes along that says I can do what you can do better, and then more things throw their hat into the ring, show off their stuff, and then they kiss.
It's Marvel, baby!
Every handful of years or so, we see the same cycle happen with a different idea at the center. And if you ask me, I don't think trends are inherently a bad thing. Now, there are some trends that I absolutely fucking hate, but that's more on the business side than the video game side. On the video game side, I think they inspire competition and fuel lots of new ideas and innovations, resulting in unique experiences. Will everything that is fueled by a trend work out? No, but that's just part of the cycle. Some stuff will stand out more than others. It is the law of nature. Fighting games are probably the best example since everyone borrows so many ideas from each other, but I'll present another one. Back in the late 2000s to early 10s, where zombies were the hot new thing, people got sick of it and wanted something new. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this soundbite.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game? Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game? Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
But you know what? We got a lot of really cool and unique shit in that time span. I honestly miss it so much. It's kind of the same thing with open world games. They were hot when they were new, started to get really stale until a few games came along that stood out and breathed some new life into the open world space again. Same with Souls-likes, same with roguelikes, same with Metroidvanias, same with platformers, same with survival crafting games, same with boomer shooters, and so on and so forth. Art is contemporary, always has been, always will be. Not everything will stick, but some things will eventually. And I think that is more than enough reason to give these games a chance to make names for themselves. But that's enough out of me. I would honestly love to hear your thoughts on the topic. As I mentioned earlier, I do want this to be a discussion more than anything else. So please leave a comment down below, and while you're at it, like and sub if you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.